What would happen if an airline decided to host a garage sale? Well, that's exactly what happens at the Delta Flight Museum in Atlanta, Georgia on the second Friday of every month, where aviation geeks are more than welcome to come by and shop for Delta Airlines surplus junk. But just how much of a legacy carrier's paraphernalia can one pick up for $25? Well, the only way to find out is to go for a flight.
40 doors close in 15 minutes.
I headed to the Philly airport to catch a Frontier flight to Atlanta with my Go Wild pass, which was an ordeal.
Okay, 4:56. We're a little behind schedule, but nothing to worry about, unless of course this is the TSA line. I think that's the TSA line. Dang it. This is the first week of Real ID, so that's probably what's holding it up. So the line stretches all the way over there. That's actual TSA. Well, that was really impressive. Philadelphia TSA, huge shout out. They got us through incredibly fast. None of these gates have my flight, which is at A4 on the opposite side of the airport, and 40 doors close in 15 minutes. Really should have looked at the departure boards instead of just assuming I knew where I was supposed to go. Running on a movie walkway is so fun. Here we are, still a long line. We're going to Georgia.
Then, after over half an hour of mechanical issues, we were off to Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. From the concourse, I got the plane train to the landside area. Since the Delta surplus sale wasn't in a particularly convenient location for transit accessibility, I had to order an Uber to make the trip around the airport.
I wonder where my Uber could be.
Atlanta is one of Delta's most important hubs, with hundreds of daily flights, and the airline's headquarters can be found to the north of the airport, alongside the Delta Flight Museum, which is dedicated to the history of the airline.
All right, I've made it to the museum. Behind me is a Boeing 747.
This magnificent aircraft served Northwest Airlines from 1989 until Northwest's merger with Delta in 2008, then flew with the latter airline until 2015. Being so close to such a giant made me sad that I'd never gotten to fly on one when they were based out of the US. There's also a DC-9 dating back to 1975, which changed hands numerous times before retiring from Delta in 2013. If you'd like to see more of my adventures on planes, trains, and public transportation, be sure to subscribe. And if you're a longtime viewer, consider supporting the channel on Patreon. Now it was time for what I'd come for. The Delta surplus sale takes place in a side building. Soon enough, it was my turn to enter. I was given a box for my purchases and let into the strangest garage sale I've ever been to. Truly anything that could have been part of the airline's operation was here, from seatbelts to in-flight blankets to furniture from lounges and boarding areas.
If I ever bought one of these, I would personally take a power saw to every single armrest. This would be revenge for all the nights I've spent in airports where I've, had to find somewhere to sleep and there's all these annoying armrests in the way. Just a personal vendetta that I could take care of for $500.
A whole slew of jet engine blades were up for sale, along with all kinds of airline memorabilia. These items are donated by Delta departments that no longer need them, and sale proceeds go to the museum. So what do you think? Would you want to go shopping here, and which of these items would you buy? As for me, here's a quick rundown of what I got. First of all, I got this Delta Airlines shirt. I'm not sure what year it's from, but Dallas is still a hub, so can't be recent. I picked up a couple of timetables before Google Flights was a thing. This would be how you'd find your flight, for example, to Bridgeport, Connecticut. There's 2 different itineraries here, or to Brunswick, Georgia, to Buffalo, Niagara Falls, etc. I got a package of the branded napkins that they hand out on the plane, so I figured it would be fun to hand out when we have company sometime. I also got these 3 pins, one for Delta, obviously, one for Northwest, which I've always loved their logo, the little compass, so figured I'd get that. And then I got one for Eastern Airlines, the original, not the weird one scheduled flight a month version. And finally, this is my favorite find. It is a plush blanket from Virgin Atlantic. I've taken it with me on a few trips since I filmed this video, and it's very, very comfy. It can fit in a backpack and Gives you the first class experience when you're flying Frontier. And all of that was $25 thanks to you guys, my generous Patreon supporters, for bankrolling my impulse purchases. And that was it for the surplus sale. I took an Uber back to the airport, where I would embark on some other transit adventures, but more about that in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching and helping bankroll my avgeekery. I'm sorry this week's video is a bit short, but that's because I'm about to take a Delta 757 to somewhere very exciting, and that's going to take a lot of my production time at the moment. Stay tuned for more.